Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and freaks of nature of all ages. My name is Brian Bad Hippie Jackson, and welcome to my vlog, rant, whatever you want to call it. I really haven't done one like this ever, maybe. I've done a couple of vlogs and a couple of rants, and I've sniveled and whined about a few things. But this isn't going to be like that. What I want to talk about today is the use of swear words or adult language in making videos for platforms such as YouTube, Twitch, VidMe. Seems to be an interesting topic to me, and it's near and dear to my heart because I am such a firm believer in and supporter of individual choice and freedom. If anybody was to ask me what my religion is, I would probably have to tell them free will. I believe that that is the most precious gift that any human being was ever given, is our ability to make our own choices for our own lives based on something other than raw animal instinct. My opinion, my belief. You don't have to agree with me if you don't want to, but that's where I stand on it. And there's a few things here I would like to touch on. Now, what brought this about, however, before I start touching on other topics, is, as you know, my 1-year anniversary on YouTube is coming up very soon, and Halloween comes up that same weekend. My 1-year anniversary on YouTube is October the 28th. Halloween is the 31st. So for that 4-day period, I'm going to be airing some specials. And one of the things I'm going to be doing is a reaction video to my older videos. So I sat down earlier today actually and started watching my older videos to start recording and get ready for the edit for that reaction video for my older videos. And something really caught my attention. When I first started my channel, I didn't cuss at all. I did not swear at all. I was trying very hard to be family friendly. Not advertiser friendly, big difference there, but family friendly. And then it was brought to my attention by my son, my mother, some other friends and family that trying to not swear at all made my commentary seem false, fake, and forced because it's not my natural personality. But unfortunately, what's happened is I went from one extreme of not swearing at all to the other extreme of swearing way too much. Because quite honestly, watching my videos, my newer videos, I cuss more in front of this webcam when I'm recording videos than I ever even think about doing in real life when talking to friends, family, neighbors, total strangers on the street. I cuss, yes, but not nearly as much as I do in my videos. So why have I gone to that extreme of swearing up a major storm in my videos when that is not what I do in real life? And I honestly believe that that excessive language is one of the reasons that my view count has been dropping and my view times have been dropping. It's not that I don't make good content. It's not that I don't game well. It's not that I don't have a decent personality and a fairly good sense of humor. Maybe toot my own horn a little bit there, but hey, if I don't toot my own horn, who will? I cuss too much. Plain and simple fact. I swear too much. Now, in the late 80s, early 90s, people might have been able to use adult language as a way to create controversy and shock value to boost sales, if you will. But in this day and age, it doesn't work anymore. Shock value based on language just is a completely ineffective ploy. The world has become too desensitized for that to be effective. People are either going to approve of strong language or they are going to disapprove of strong language. And I feel that if I use excessive strong language in my videos, people aren't going to have a shock value. They're not going to tell their kids, don't watch him, he cusses too much. They're just going to basically change the channel. That's it. They're either going to not be bothered by the language and continue to watch the videos, or they're going to change the channel to somebody who doesn't cuss as much. There is no shock value in language anymore. If you want to get controversy and shock value, to boost your views or sales, you have to go to a completely different extreme to do that. And quite honestly, that could get your channel deleted. So I'm not recommending doing that. Now, some of the things I would like to touch on here. First of all is we all know that I live in the United States of America, and I will stand firmly on the First Amendment, freedom of speech. And for those of you who do not know what the First Amendment says, and if you're an American citizen, you should. And it's an easy thing to do. Go down to your congressman's office or your senator's office and ask for one of these. This is the entirety of the Constitution of the United States of America, the Declaration of Independence, and all of the constitutional amendments. All you got to do is go to your senator's office or your congressman's office, ask for one, and they'll give it to you for free. The First Amendment says, and I quote, "Congress shall make no law regarding an establishment of religion, nor prohibiting the free exercise thereof, nor prohibiting freedom of speech, freedom of the press, the right of the people to peaceably assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances." Our founding fathers in the United States thought that freedom of religion and freedom of speech were so important that they made it the very first amendment to the Constitution. Now, we get into a little bit of a problem here. Not really a problem, but a semantic argument maybe. First of all, the First Amendment and freedom of speech does not apply to independently, privately owned business. It applies to government making laws. The government is not allowed to make any laws that would restrict or prohibit your freedom of religion or your freedom of speech. A privately owned independent business is a completely different animal than that. A privately owned independent business has the right to make whatever damn rules they want to because it's their business. They bought it, they paid for it, they run it. It's not designed to be a guideline for human behavior and for social behavior. It's designed to make them money. So that is one big difference there. Secondly, people who say, well, I work for YouTube, are living in a delusion. They do not. There may be a few content creators out there, those with multi-million subscribers, that have a valid employment contract with YouTube. I don't know, but the greatest majority of us do not. The best way to describe us would be to say that we are independent subcontractors, because YouTube does not require, or Twitch or VidMe, does not require that we post a certain number of videos a day or a week or a month or a year. We post videos when we want to. It does not require that so-and-so post only hair and nail videos, or so-and-so post only gameplay videos, or so-and-so post only movie review videos. We're allowed to make whatever kind of videos we want to and post them whenever we want to. These platforms just expect us to abide by their rules and regulations because they own the business. And do I agree with all those rules and regulations? Absolutely not. But I don't own the business. And if I want to continue to distribute my content through their platforms, then I am required to follow their rules and regulations. Now, some of these rules and regulations I honestly believe need to be changed, but that's a completely different topic for a completely different video. What we're talking about here is adult language. So, speaking of adult language, once again, back to freedom of speech. Freedom, I do not believe, is doing something simply because you can. It's a choice. As Jeff Goldblum says, to paraphrase Jeff Goldblum from the movie Jurassic Park, when he was talking to John Hammond, he said something along the lines of, your scientists were so concerned with whether or not they could do it that they never stopped to think about whether or not they should do it. And I think the use of adult language in making videos falls into that same category. I have been, I'm not going to talk about other people because that's none of my business. Your channel, your business. My channel, my business. I have been so overly concerned with whether or not I can use excessive adult language that I haven't been stopping to think about whether or not I should use excessive adult language. And I honestly do believe that that is one of the primary reasons, if not the primary reason, that my view count has been dropping and my view time has been dropping, is simply because I swear too much. I really do. And people will watch my videos and go, you know, he'd have really good content if he didn't cuss as much as he does. So, click, let's go watch somebody that doesn't cuss as much. I think that's what's been happening. I think I've been cutting my own throat trying to excessively exercise a freedom that does not need to be excessively exercised. Let's bring up the Second Amendment while we're talking about constitutional amendments, is the American people's right to keep and bear arms. I have the right to keep and bear arms, but in my home, I have one shotgun hanging on the wall and it doesn't even work. It's got a busted firing pin and a broken stock because it's 115 years old. It was purchased brand new out of the box by my great-grandfather, passed down to my grandfather, passed down to my father, passed down to me, and now that my son is of age, it's going to be passed to him. That weapon has been in the family for 5 generations. But I have the right, if I wish to go down to the gun store and buy an M16. If I want to do that, that right is protected by law. I have the right to keep and bear arms, but that does not mean I am required to keep and bear arms. And in the apartment complex where I live, I fully believe that a home protection weapon, even one with soft lead bullets designed not to penetrate most walls, these things are thin as hell, and that bullet is going to penetrate that wall, and I do not want to take the risk of accidentally killing one of the neighbor's children if there's a home invasion and I pop off a shot in the dark and miss the invader. So I choose not to exercise my right to keep and bear arms because, in my opinion, where I live, the way this apartment complex is put together, the number of children that are around here, it is a responsible choice. The same thing applies with language. I have the right to say whatever I want to, protected by law. But that does not mean that I must swear. The same as I have the right to keep and bear arms doesn't mean I'm required to. Just because I have the right to cuss up a storm doesn't mean I'm required to. And what I need to do is tone my language down and make a responsible choice. So, with that said, you can expect the amount of adult language in my videos to greatly reduce. Am I going to stop cursing altogether? No, that's just not my personality. What I need to do is find that happy medium, just like I'm talking to one of my friends, one of my neighbors, or a stranger on the street. There is a socially acceptable level of adult language that people will deal with without being offended. It's an unwritten kind of rule. On the street, in everyday life, away from the webcam, I adhere to that without even thinking about it. As soon as I turn on that webcam, though, things change. And I go to an extreme that I should not go to. And that needs to change. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my opinion on adult language in videos. My opinion primarily on adult language in my videos. Why I think that I've been a bit out of line. Why I think that I need to tone it down. I would be interested to know your opinions on the topic. So please don't forget to leave a comment down there. And please don't forget to check the links in the description below for the Disabled American Veterans and the Wounded Warriors Project. Let's please help support our veterans. If you like the video, then hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Tell your friends and family to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Please don't forget to leave me a comment. They're always welcome, good, bad, or somewhere in between. Thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate your love, your support, your time, your encouragement. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And until next time, this is Brian Bad Hippie Jackson saying peace, love, clean underwear, and happy gaming.